Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to another installment of Scott's Selections here for Sunday, January 5th. Before we get into today's play of the day, a quick recap of what happened yesterday. We ended up picking up a nice, easy winner with Derrick Henry over 88.5 rushing yards, which was available on FanDuel at minus 118. Very easy winner. We won by half. Henry was an absolute monster. He ran for over 100, I believe it was 160-something yards. I don't know, you could take a nap in the second half, and we ended up winning anyway. Henry he's just a ridiculous player, and he doesn't get enough respect. And people forget how good he is because he plays on Tennessee. But either or, it's nice to see New England finally not winning a Super Bowl again. And hopefully this opens up the door for a much more entertaining playoffs during the rest of the way. The games yesterday were nuts. The Bills-Texans game was probably the craziest quarter and a half or so I've ever seen. You also had the Patriots-Titans game, which was, there weren't any points in the second half, but it was still a very good game. And other than that, though, moving on with the play of the day here on Sunday, I know that the game is going to be in about an hour or two, so sorry about the late upload, but the play that I actually like is going to be in a matchup between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Seattle Seahawks, and we like a player prop once again. We will be taking Boston Scott over 23.5 receiving yards, which is available on FanDuel at minus 108. Simply put, this line to me doesn't make any sense. I understand the idea that Miles Sanders is going to play, but he's clearly not at 100%. And at the same point, if you've looked at his numbers over the last 4 games that he's actually played, he had 6 receptions, 7 receptions, 6 receptions, 4 receptions, and his yardage was 84, 7, 39, and 69, and his current number is 23.5. I don't understand it. Seattle's defense isn't good, and Philly struggled to run the ball all year. I know Miles Sanders has been pretty effective lately, but as a whole, this team definitely prefers to throw a lot of short passes to its receiving core, and Scott's always a threat to take a screen at least 30 yards on any touch. I mean, you have to look at it as Philadelphia using Scott similarly to the way that they used to use Darren Sproles, because they're very similar stylistically. And Scott has brought something to the Eagles receiving core that they have not had all year since Deshaun Jackson got injured, and that's explosiveness. Scott has the ability to score in a variety of ways, whether it's on the ground, whether it's in the air. I mean, Scott had 3 touchdowns against the Giants last week on 19 touches. I completely don't believe that he's going to be phased out of the offense. I think Scott should play relatively well. Do I think he's going to make a big impact in the ground game? Probably not, because of the fact that you have Jordan Howard is also back, and Sanders should get a decent amount of touches. I question how much they will limit his workload to try to keep him healthy. But Scott, worst case scenario, will be a third down back, and I think he should be able to catch some passes, especially if Philly ends up falling behind and they have to play catch up. But the Eagles typically play better offense when they are letting Wentz just throw the ball wherever he wants, and Scott has become one of his favorite targets over the last couple of weeks. I think Scott should be able to catch around 5 passes, and I think he should be able to break at least 23.5. He could break it on one play with a screen pass, but even if not, you could see him catch a bunch of checkdowns, and I think you should see him play pretty well. So once again, the play of the day is going to be on Boston Scott, and I said the receiving yards was over 23.5, which is available on FanDuel at minus 108. Other than that, though, not much else to talk about. I know that there's some NBA games going on later today. Don't really have any thoughts on those. In college basketball as well, don't really have many thoughts on those either. So overall, that's going to be the end of the video. I know it's going to be a bit short. Sorry about that, and sorry it's coming out a bit late. But hopefully we're able to cash another play of the day, and good luck to all of you and your respective bets today. Bye, everyone.